Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I'm Flesh Wound Dan. Producer Todd will be along in a bit. He had an incident last night with the sparkler and his anus and required stitches. So, yeah, that's Mike Kruger.
You know, I'm just going to come on and tell you to fuck off, right, Dad?
Hi, Todd.
Yeah. Don't fuck around.
Dan, stop being a jabroni.
Thank you.
Motherfucker.
All right. Good show, guys. Hello, all. I'll be back.
Mike Kruger.
Yeah, welcome to prime time, bitch.
And Pugs Dread.
Namaste. Howdy, y'all.
The returning Pugs Dread, right?
Came back last week, and you were
back
gone.
last week. Yes.
But yes. But this is like almost a show proper, but now Todd's gone. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Half gone.
Half gone. He'll be back.
We can never get the band completely back together. It's
One day.
Well, you've been inflicting real horror upon people this past week, Kruger.
Possibly. If you want to subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures, may see me beat up a pretty hot XPW superstar on our Patreon account. But
yes.
Yeah, that was fun. Fucking very actually for the first no kayfabe for the first time in probably about 6 years. I'm happy with one of my matches, so that was a big win for me, and had a lot of fun. Just overall, that fucking show from top to bottom, I thought was really good, and it brought me back, man. It brought me back to the old UEW days. I was telling Juan from Smoke Signals in the back. I was just like, you were never here for the UEW days, but right now, this moment, this night is the closest I feel like we've been since we left the arena show, which was really nice. And I had a great time, great match with Judge Joe Dredd. Can't wait for that to be up on IWTV. So keep your eyes out for that. But if you want a little sneak preview, subscribe to our Patreon and see some bloodshed.
Yes. Barbed wire, gusset plates, glass,
Pit of hell.
Pit of hell, yes.
I actually got cut in your match, Kruger.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny. It was a piece of tube that came up. It was me wiping it off that I cut. I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was funny because we were working gimmicks beforehand, and I was trying, to grind some glass up and shit. And I was all cut the fuck up after, and Danielle had to run to the back and wipe me down with wipes before my match because I was fucking bleeding.
She ran and told us, she's like, Kruger's already got color. Like, what happened?
But yeah, it was a great night. I can't wait for everybody to just see the show as a whole because I thought it was really fucking fun. Really great, hot crowd. And CCW is doing some great stuff. XPW definitely is probably like the pinnacle when it comes to deathmatch wrestling in Los Angeles, California. But Crimson Crown Wrestling's right up there with them. And I can't wait for their next show. I don't know when I think Kyle said maybe October for the next one. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And just, yeah, dude, it's nice to fucking actually be happy with your work for the first time in fucking 6 years. So I was thrilled. It's definitely one of the highlights of my whole wrestling career that night. Not only because of that, but because my boys won the tag belts too. So we got to come home on a really good high note. It was a good car ride back.
With your phone and all. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was so fucked up after whatever the fuck are in those edibles that Mr. fucking producer gives us. That shit fucked me up, and I had smoked a blunt right beforehand. So I was zonked out of my fucking brain by the time we were fucking leaving. And I had left my phone and my fucking jacket. But luckily Pugs and Sage chased me down beforehand. So
yeah. Sage did it first with the jacket, and I was like, "Oh, that's good." She caught him, and I looked down at the table. I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Now my fat ass has to run.
I can't say it was your match for sure, but I got cut when you won your deathmatch trophy. I think I told the story way back, but I was sitting, just at the arena, glass shit all over the place as you'd expect. And all of a sudden I look and I'm like, I feel something running down my leg. I'm like, did I piss myself? What's going on? I got like a tack in my ass cheek. Basically, so.
The Menendez father special.
Yeah. Well, you could ask Pugs. When I went to Supreme's memorial show, I was sitting in the front row and I just randomly got cut by a piece of glass and was bleeding all over the place. I'm like, oh fuck.
Can't take you anywhere.
It happens. I mean, you know, there's a reason why people wear those little visors in the front row.
Pussies.
I remember this was years ago, but it was like a mom that was taking her kids to a wrestling show, and it was, you know, death match, and they were brawling through the crowd, and one of the guys like brushed right up against her and just blood like just caked her little sunflower dress, and just the look on her face. Like, that's not real blood, is it?
Try getting it in your mouth. Fern Owens, what's up?
See, that's the funny thing with just like, especially my recently, like my girlfriend family and stuff, and just people I've been talking to about what I do. They're like, well, the blood's fake, right? And I'm like, no. And they're like, really? I'm like, does it fucking look fake? So yeah, but I mean, it could always be worse, dude. You could be that fucking guy that Necro Butcher threw dirty Ron on in the crowd. I mean, that's gotta be. That still is one of the funniest fucking things I think I've ever seen in my life. Move out the way. Oh,
you probably should have just lied and gone, I'll catch you. I'll catch you. Just, depending, I guess it depends on the family. But yeah, no, great match. You guys should definitely check it out. I thought it came out fantastic. And
rad, yeah.
Yes, I just booked my ticket today, so towards the end of August, I will be back in time for XPW Genocide.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. Going to be a lot of blood at that show as well, I'm sure. Yeah. Hopefully, tack-free in my my ass. Tack-free in the ass. So.
Boo! I'm gonna bring tack just when you're not looking. Menendez brothers.
Damn. So anyways, I don't know if we have any news really tonight. What's up, Punisher, Jessica, Zombie, all in the chat tonight.
What up, people?
Hope everybody had a good 4th of July.
Still got all your fingers, everybody? Hope so.
Still have them. And hello, Cliff, I suppose. So what did you guys do over 4th of July? Did you do anything special?
Nothing crazy. I cooked up some burgers and hot dogs, fucking hung out with my girlfriend. We went to go see the fireworks with her dad and her sister and her boyfriend. And then when we came back, we watched Uncle Sam, which was
nice.
Which was fun because I actually hadn't seen Uncle Sam. I got it mixed up with some other fucking weird slasher that involves somebody in Uncle Sam costume. Do you guys know what the other one is?
I can't think.
Maybe it's called President's Day or some shit.
Oh, yeah. President's Day is a indie
I've seen that
from the 2000s.
Yeah, I for whatever reason I got the two fucking mixed up. But it was a nice treat to watch Uncle Sam for the first time, especially being a big Bill Lustig fan. That was like I think that and Final Countdown are the only two movies that he's made that I haven't seen.
Have you watched his Billy Bragg adult films?
Oh, no.
There you go.
I'm not a pervert, Dan. I'm sorry.
Still Bill Lustig, man. Come on.
Got his money off that. Yeah.
Spinell might have been a stunt cock.
See now you're getting me to want to watch.
Now we gotta go search. Make sure.
There's not many people who I want to see their cock, but Joe Spinell maybe.
We'll see what
I take a gander.
That Joe Spinell plushie might be packing. You never know. We'll see when it comes in the mail.
We can always add. We make the crotch bigger by sewing it on. I wanted to watch Cape Fear this year, and I fucked up and completely forgot. So.
Okay. I've been like shifting stuff in my library. So yeah, I watched the Uncle Sam 4K while I was doing that, and trying to get it so I can actually do the long-awaited movie tour that everybody wants.
Ooh.
It's hard. I can't. It's hard to explain. If you were here, you'd kind of get it.
You have a lot of shit. It's not that hard to explain.
Yes, and Rose, where
he has his own labyrinth.
My own labyrinth pretty much describes it. Oh, Jessica was at the Jersey Shore watching fireworks.
Oh, nice.
I was out that way one year around July 4th, I believe, and I do remember that's a pretty cool display from what I recall. Cliff Booth never watched Uncle Sam. That surprises me.
Yeah, you should check it out, man. It's definitely a 90s slasher.
It's no Maniac, but it's fun.
No, but it's fun, and like it's fun in the same vein of like Ice Cream Man and fucking The Dentist and those early 90s slashers. They're not at the peak of slasher, royalty, in my opinion, because the kills are a little bit lackluster. There's a lot of off-screen stuff, but Bill Lustig's a hell of a fucking filmmaker, and he killed it with that movie, just like he did with everything. And like I always love his slashers because they just feel bigger budgeted with the stuff that he has going on. Like the whole beginning scene with Uncle Sam, the war shit going on was really, really cool. And I had a great time with that movie. It's definitely going to become a new 4th of July staple for me.
Yeah. It's one, I can't say I've watched it like every year. It's not a Jack Frost situation, but of course you've got a couple months to watch Christmas horror. 4th of July, you got to make sure you just get to it that night. But I did get the 4K. I think that was a Hamilton book sale or something. I can't remember. And I was like, I got to break out this 4K. So I finally did. And, it was glorious. It was a lot of fun. So I guess with Zombie asks, which Ice Cream Man do we like the most? Well, there's only one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's only one Ice Cream.
Well, there's
there's Clint Howard or the other guy.
Unless you're talking about the William Forsythe Masters of Horror episode.
I mean, that episode is great. I love that fucking one. But out of the two, if we're gonna compare, well, isn't there another clown fucking Ice Cream Man slasher too that came out like mid 2000s? You know what I'm talking about? Clown had like orange makeup, I think.
There's a lot of clown slashers.
But this is
I think Zombie is talking about the one you were talking about. Nope, it is a 90s movie. I can't think of any right now.
Ice Cream Man.
No, I can't think of the other one. I mean, I do love Ice Cream Man. Fucking Clint Howard at his peak with severed heads and ice cream goes.
Yeah, it's fucking rad.
You've got to see Street Corner Justice. He's only in the opening action sequence with Mark Singer, but it like opens in a dumpster. He's in a dumpster with a prostitute, and he's like trying to bite her nipple off. It's pretty.
Dan's been there.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I was. Funny seeing you here, Clint. No worries.
Ted Bundy.
This dumpster's big enough for the both of us. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing some other news bit. What up, Orc in the chat? Go ahead, Kruger. Sorry.
Oh no, I said it's kind of been a light week when it comes to news stuff.
Kind of a holiday.
Yeah, not a whole.
Taking it easy.
Yeah, not a whole lot. I do have a couple quick plugs though before we get into things. So you can catch me on S'mores Indoors. I want to say the 8th. I don't have an exact date, but it is. There is a link for it. S'mores Indoors, hosted by Garrett from Born to Be Rad, and I will also be on that episode, so check that out. Also, Region Free is going to be back on the 13th. I think everybody will be satisfied with this one. It's going to be very slasher heavy, so you should all enjoy it. We got another surprise guest on that one, which has kind of been a theme. We've got something massive planned coming into October. Actually, we might have a couple surprise guests technically on this upcoming one. So check that out. Region free, season free. If you haven't subscribed to the new channel yet, please do. And on that note, let's jump right into our movies for the evening. Our first one is a Shudder original from writer-director Bomani J. Story, and it is The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. In this one, Vicaria is a brilliant teenager who believes death is a disease that can be cured. After the brutal murder of her brother, she embarks on a dangerous journey to bring him back to life. All right, so Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. So first off, I want to start with the good, which number one, the lead actress, Leah DeLeon Hayes, is fantastic as Vicaria. I really enjoyed her, very sympathetic. Walking Dead fans will recognize Chad Coleman as the father. Also, I can't really call him the lead villain, but the head drug dealer, Denzel Whitaker, who played Kango, is the son of Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, no shit, really?
Kind of see. Yeah.
I could not.
you can kind of see. So this is a modern setting for the Mary Shelley story. And
Herbert Westside.
Well, there you go. That's a great title for a movie.
Yeah.
I want a rap version of Move Your Dead Bones from Beyond Reanimator. I don't know if you've ever seen that music video. It might be hard though. It's very like techno kind of thing. It's very catchy.
You want to know something crazy? Haven't watched
that happen.
Any of the Reanimator sequels.
Look,
really?
None of them are. I don't think any of them are as good as the original, but they are definitely worth watching, dude.
No, I heard Bride's amazing. I've never got around to it.
I love them all three. They're fucking great.
Like I've seen bits of Bride when it was on. I think it was on one of the movie channels back in the day. They used to fucking rerun it, but I've never watched it like from start to finish. I need to get on that eventually.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't. That'll be a good.
I'm down for a franchise show.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Was that remake any good, or not the remake, but the other one?
Which one?
Which other one? The
one without Jeffrey Combs.
If you're talking the Ivan Zuccone film, it's very different.
Yeah, no, I know it's different, but is it?
Good?
I don't think I've seen this.
Yes, but yeah, I'll save my thoughts though, because that is actually a good.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be a bad idea to do.
Ben Grimm, have you seen the Italian Reanimator remake? I have not.
Excuse me. No.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a little more, well, not obscure, but I think it's actually a BDR. I'd have to go double check. There's another one that's been in the works. But that'll be a good franchise show because I'd also like to talk about the sequel that wasn't House of Reanimator, which is amazing concept at the White House. I think William H. Macy was the president, and I think George Wendt was vice president. I could have that mixed up.
Yeah, we talked about that on a show, but I can't remember which one we did.
Ben Grimm says the Italian one is on Tubi. He thinks.
Oh, word.
It's nice. Yeah. But Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. So there's a lot to like about this. I thought the music was very good. There's a lot of solid practical effects on a low budget. Acting, all fantastic. Unfortunately, I have to say, although this movie isn't bad, it did disappoint me. I didn't feel like we had enough time with the monster in this one. It really needed that girl by the lake moment that we had in Frankenstein. Like I never got to spend enough time to have that emotional connection. And the scene towards the end where he meets his father again, like that could have had a much greater emotional impact than it really did.
It pissed me off that they cut away from so much in that moment because I feel like there should have been like pinnacle of like the drama between their two characters, and they kind of made it an off-screen kill, and I was like, fuck, that kind of sucks. I agree.
Yeah. It was just, there was nothing like, the ending was satisfying enough. It's like, man, I just wanted a little more punch, a little bit more emotional punch here, because all the elements for a great film are here, but it just kind of ends up being more like ho-hum because they just didn't deliver that impact at the end. I like the look of the monster. We never get really close glimpses. There were certain portions, like, so she sees what he looks like when she's reanimating him, obviously. So, like, why is she like automatically terrified of him? There's a lot of like small errors for me in this one that I think they could have done a better job on. It's a solid enough one-time watch. I've certainly seen modern takes on Frankenstein that didn't come out as well, but I wanted this movie to break my heart a little bit more, and I'm sad because I thought the cast was capable. It just something in the writing, I guess, or lack of time, maybe, I don't know. But what did you guys think?
Well, I'll say, like, I thought the beginning of the movie, like, they hit you with a nice little gut punch in there, and that, like, they made you start to really care about this family and the struggles that they've went through, living in this area that's ridden with crime and gangs and stuff. But then I thought there was a lot of pacing issues with the story. I was kind of bored in the middle of the movie and, like, kind of really hoping it was going to bring it home with something strong in the final act. Like, I liked all the characters. I liked the concept of the story. I thought the acting was really good, but
very good. Yeah.
It just needed something more for me. And, like the effects when the character Chris was being reanimated were cool and stuff, but then the kills that followed afterwards, I just thought for the most part were very lackluster. And, you could have added a lot to, just having this Frankenstein monster fucking destroy the fuck out of people in brutal ways. And we never really got to that point. There's one like solid bludgeoning kill that looked all right. But outside of that, I was just expecting a lot better in the gore department. And I think you said it best. It's fine for a one-time watch. Like I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike this movie, and I liked a good portion of it, but it's not something I'm ever going to want to go and revisit, in my opinion. There's just not enough there to, bring me back for a second watch. But I'm curious to see what the director is going to do in his future. Or is it a guy or a guy? I don't even know. Guy. Yeah, I'm interested to see what he's going to do in his future, because this concept alone and like the certain story aspects I thought were really well done, but just as a whole, I wanted it to kick my ass, kind of like you did, Dan, and it just didn't.
It did for a little. It's just
the beginning, I was fucking strapped in, ready for the roller coaster ride, and then it didn't take the twists and turns I wanted it to by the end. But I can also see a lot of people liking this movie more than I do, especially if they've grown up, in a rough area that's riddled with crime. Maybe they've had some, family members that have fallen victim to stuff like that.
And if they haven't been exposed to like Reanimator or the original like Frankenstein stuff, this could blow anywhere from a tween to a teen's mind.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's
very.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. I was just going to say, very different vibe. It's more of a comedy. But have you guys watched Boltneck with Ryan Reynolds, one of his first movies?
Dude, I haven't heard about that in forever. I've seen it once.
Yeah.
I haven't.
It's like an R-rated movie, but it almost feels at times kind of like a late 90s sort of Goosebumps type thing. It is R-rated. But Boltneck with Ryan Reynolds. We'll have to just
do that.
We've never talked about that movie.
Let's do like offshoots of Frankenstein and
Frankenstein's Army. I still haven't seen. So.
I think you would like that, dude. Both of us are like, yeah. So
Frankenstein's Army has some awesome creature effects. I have a couple rare figures from that I think came actually with some foreign box set. Bump that up higher up your list, crew.
Let's do a fucking Frankenstein show. Fuck it.
We can do a Frankenstein show. I'd love to talk Boltneck. It just occurred to me while we were talking about this. I was like,
Quick Booth brings up Blackenstein.
Blackenstein we did pre-Kruger. Actually, it might be pre-Pugs.
It wasn't me because you didn't turn red.
We can throw Blackenstein, Frankenstein's Army, Boltneck. I mean, we can't do every Frankenstein adaptation out.
Let's just throw the Robert De Niro one in there because I always wanted to watch
that one from memory. I have to revisit it though. Oh, Penny Dreadful, the show.
Oh, I love Penny Dreadful,
dude. They handle Frankenstein and the Bride so fucking well. I also think the Angry Black Girl and the Monster is a solid fucking movie. But I agree with you guys on. It just fell short just a tad, but I don't think it's for like us. I think tweens to teens are gonna be like, especially if they haven't seen anything like this before. Oh, this is for me. Like, what else? Where did this come from? What inspired this? It might make a bunch of fucking more horror fans from this because the acting's great, the setting is cool, and usually this is where I get jokey about it, but I won't because it's pretty good, and I do think you should check it out. Now, do they villainize the police again? Yeah, kind of, but broken clock's right twice a day. That part is whatever.
The one thing I will say though, I really like the dad's character because homeboy's smoking crack, but he's still a good dad at the end of the day.
Showed up to the school and said, "Don't touch my fucking daughter."
Yeah, no, and like that it made him really endearing. But I also thought they were gonna pull a twist with what happened with him and his son later on. Like I thought there was going to be some fucking thing where maybe he's the reason he got him killed, and it didn't like I was expecting that, and it didn't go that area, which I thought would have actually been a little bit more powerful. And just that whole scene in general, I thought was kind of like they kind of missed a mark with it because it should have been a big emotional high point of the movie, and they kind of just were like, all right, we'll just do an off-screen kill real quick.
Yeah,
there is definitely room for sequels, and I do think an audience will find it. We'll see if they request one, but there's definitely story on the table that I would like to finish and probably make it in retroactively and make this one better.
Yeah. And yes, we know the monster. Ben, did one of us say Frankenstein as though Frankenstein is the monster?
It's a given amongst us, guys. His name's Adam, if you want to get fucking crazy about it.
God, there's a lot of. I feel like you could get a few. There's some good suggestions though in the chat. Definitely, Boltneck. There's an Asylum Frankenstein.
Well. Right? The Aaron Eckhart one. That's
that one.
I like Van Helsing, but a little better.
I'll save my rant on that one because I don't dislike the film, but I'll just say I hate taking the tragedy out of the monster. I'm like, okay, motherfucker, you live forever. You're Aaron fucking Eckhart. You got a gnarly scar on your face. Whoop-de-doo. Like, you can still get laid, Aaron Eckhart. Fuck you.
What if his dick don't work, Dan? That's a miserable fucking existence.
Oh my God. Yeah, might as well fucking slit my throat right there.
What if he had a boner when he died? Like, if a vampire...
So his dick is just hard 100% of the time?
It's hard 100% of the time.
Yeah, but here's the question. If you die, and you're reanimated, can you ejaculate? Because if you can't, that's kind of pointless. Like, what's the point of having this rock hard, solid fucking schlong if you can't fucking, Well,
for others to ride it, but still, we have needs.
You can bone all day long, but you can't get that nut.
That's horseshit.
That's like
any sensation at all.
Yeah, it's like make your wishes.
Monkey's
like,
ball.
I want a fucking horse cock. It's like, dude's just like banging everybody, but he can't nut. Wait, This ain't Wishmaster Triple X.
There we go.
Boom. Right there. Slava, if you're watching, give us a call. So I don't know. I feel like I'm a little harsh with this, but I'm rounding my rating up to a 3 because I still felt acting wise and the characters well beyond average. It's just this could have been a 5. Like, it was there. It just, So what say you guys?
I'm right with you. I'm a 3 out of 5 as well.
I'm a 3.5 out of 5.
Sweet. Yeah. All right.
Herbert Westside. Let's make it happen.
Moving on to our next film of the evening, which is another horror anthology. That's kind of been a theme with us on some recent episodes. And this one's brand new from director Kevin R. Phipps, and it is Dr. Seville's Horror Show. And in this one, as the evil Dr. Seville tortures his latest victim, he weaves together 3 dark and twisted tales in this horror anthology with a simple warning. Be careful what you wish for. Again, eternal boner. Don't do it. It's just going to fuck you. Not in a good way. So this kind of kicks off the wraparound segment. Is this guy who is in a bar, I believe it was, and kind of seems to be tempted to cheat on his wife with this mysterious beauty that's in the bar. And he wakes up in a sort of torture chamber run by this mysterious Dr. Seville, who shows him these stories which all sort of tie in together. So Pugs, what did Kruger, I know you weren't able to get this one, so Pugs, what say you?
Let's see. There's a lot of good to be had here. Is it a solid time throughout the whole thing? No, but I do like the stories and the gore and the wraparound. So what stood out to me? See, that's an issue already, because like I just saw it last night and now I'm having a hard time remembering what the hell is going on. Refresh my brain, Dan.
Okay, you want me to go first?
Go for it.
Yeah,
I do remember enjoying most of it though. So
yes, so I was actually quite happy with this one. I actually enjoyed every segment, which is rare. And I thought the wraparound, which sort of ties all the stories together, I thought that was really clever too. Some really good writing in this one. So the first story is called Consume, and this one kind of follows this woman who wants to lose weight before her wedding to her girlfriend. So she kind of takes this experimental tapeworm diet and starts to lose the weight, but then discovers that she has an appetite for human flesh.
This one, the gore was gnarly as fuck.
Yeah.
Kruger, this one you should check out for sure.
My cat is trying to like stick her face on my webcam. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Cats equals ratings. Get in there.
There you go. There you go. You want to say hi so you get it out of your system, and now you're trying to run from me. It's too late. You're going to Cameo.
And who's this?
Cameo. This is Troy.
T-Roy, what up?
Did you cut the stick off?
It's a girl, Troy. Damn it.
So yeah.
What's up? Right there. Right there. Yeah, get down.
Are you sure?
All right. There
Dan identifies it as a girl.
Yeah, after he chopped its cock off.
Mm-hmm.
So Consume. The gore was pretty gnarly. There's a fingernail bit that always gets me.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, like 100 movies, but that'll still kind of get you even as a seasoned gore hound. And I thought the acting in this one was really good. A lot of solid body horror story, and surprisingly good effects. I didn't know anything about this movie going in, so I had no background on filmmaker or any of the actors. And I was like, well, okay, we're off to a good start here. And it's rare with these anthologies lately because there's usually 1 week story. Mm-hmm. And for this one, it wasn't there for me. I really thought they were all solid. So story number 2 is called It's Complicated. And these all do directly tie into each other. So you'll want to pay attention, and then they wrap it all together at the end. But in this one kind of follows this guy who kind of has some commitment issues. He hides in the bathroom to avoid having to break up with a girl. He's just got some social
sea monkeys issues. Yeah.
Yes, he is given an aqua pet as a gift, which
she got hotter as she got crazier. Just for the record, I want that out there.
Yes, this is a very this was a Dan girl, very beautiful girl.
I concur. But you know when she got the hottest, Dan?
Mm-hmm. I should say the aqua pet grows into a full-grown woman.
Well, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but the Charles Manson tribute, I'm like, okay, this girl can do no wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. So obviously things don't quite go his way. It seems very awesome at first. He connects with his aqua pet, and
she had very simple demands. I'm on her side here.
I mean, she did do some pretty awful things to people who
only because he upset her.
Looked at somebody. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Pugs. I don't think you could make it work with this girl.
She won me over.
I mean, I would try. I would risk death for this girl 100% because goddamn. But
she's ride or die. That's for damn sure.
She is ride or die. This has some good gore too. This was actually probably my favorite segment. I really like it. They're talking creep show in the chat, and fuck you, Cliff Booth. You only get one Fairuza slamming episode. God damn it!
No, he can do it as many times. Just as much as she slams.
Amanda says hello, Kruger, and yes. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. It would have made a good creep show episode. I really dug this. And some of these stories do have similar horror anthology episodes out there, but I really, really dug it. 2 was my favorite, Pugs. I don't know about you.
So far, this one. But again, I haven't, as much as I liked it, I still have a hard time remembering what the hell happened, except for this one in particular. So that, it's kind of a strike on it.
Yeah, there's some nastiness in this too. Like, oh shit, I'm surprised you did that.
I got so excited with the lady that was expecting. Oh.
The belly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, some really good creature effects at the end. It's always nice when you get surprised by something. Because again, Dr. Saville's Horror Show. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't know anybody really in it, and then. There you go. That's why sometimes you got to watch these random ass movies because sometimes you really get surprised with the diamond in the rough.
I also didn't mention the mask that the doctor was wearing. It's pretty cool. Oh, did I freeze on screen?
You did. I thought maybe I did.
Well, whatever. Hopefully it gets back. But yeah, the clear. Oh, cool. The clear Hannibal Lecter thing he had going on from the show. I thought that was pretty badass.
I really like that actor. The one thing I thought was a little cheesy, not in a good way, was how he had this normal voice, and then when he got,
then he went Christian Bale.
Yeah, he get pissed off, and all of a sudden it was just like, and he's like, "You will do as I say," sort of thing. It kind of maybe a little cheesy. It's a little minor gripe, but I thought the actor was really good. So our third story, Break, is a zombie apocalypse story with a father who is held up in his house during the zombie apocalypse, trying to keep his daughter safe. So I won't spoil this one. It's another really good story. There's more to it than just your typical zombie story, obviously. And it's another one. Very good ending, very good punch to it. And of course, this leads into the wraparound where we kind of tie every story together. All the threads are tied together. And I really appreciated this because lately, a lot of anthologies that we've watched, it was always like the
alone-ish.
Yeah, the wraparound story was always kind of just like blah. There was nothing to it. It was just very simple. This I thought was executed very well, and I really appreciate it. It's going to factor into my rating for sure. But this was a kick-ass little indie horror anthology, wouldn't you say, Pugs?
Yeah, God damn it, it froze again. Yes, I would. I think it's a very solid entry into the anthology movies. There's worse ways to spend your time. I'd check it out.
Absolutely.
Shall we rate it?
We can rate it. You've got a very stern face. You froze again. Your audio is fine, but you look like...
Well, as long as you can hear me, fuck it.
Fuck it. That's good. All right, so let's go ahead and rate it. Man, I like this one a lot. I didn't think no distracting like CG moments. It avoids a lot of the mistakes that a lot of indie horror anthologies do. It doesn't hit like the elite level, but I really appreciate how they brought everything together. So I'm going to give this one a very enthusiastic 4. Wow. Yeah, the acting was solid. Yeah, I like this one a lot. It won't be that high for everybody, but story is important, and I got to reward this one.
I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Yeah.
Cool.
So now you guys are about to get religious on us, right?
Yes. I know. Sorry, Dan. I threw you a curveball.
That's okay. I saw it. I've been watching. I figured we could flip the script on you guys. All right. So I'm going to say off the bat, I've been dying to talk about this next movie. Not to tip my hat too much. But what's up, by the way, Punisher, if I didn't say hi to you yet. All right, I'll get into it. So this is a new movie from writer-director Nick Cassavetes, based on the Boston Terran book, which I am going to be getting. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to be getting that very soon. God is a Bullet. And in this one, taking matters into his own hands, Detective Bob Hightower tries to infiltrate an evil satanic cult to save his kidnapped daughter and avenge the murder of his wife. All right.
Damn.
You were in more than you fucking realize, Pugs. Holy fucking shit. So
it's not The Notebook.
This is from the director of the fucking Notebook.
But it's also from the director of fucking Alpha.
Of what?
Oh.
Of Alpha Dog.
Oh.
Alpha Dog, John.
And you know what? I'm gonna let my pride flag fly here. Notebook's a good movie. F y'all.
I can't say anything.
It's a bad movie at all. I mean, it's a good date movie.
My wife didn't let me watch with her because she didn't want me to ruin it.
You know what? I know for a fact you would tear that shit up.
Yeah. Hello? So, all right. God is a Bullet. Todd, you're having some, I think it's you, technical stuff.
I'm having what?
Your mic a little bit. I can't quite understand
you. Oh, this. I got you. Keep going.
All right. I'll go first. So God is a Bullet. So I'm a huge fan of revenge movies. That is a genre of film that just always gets me. I mean, of course, Death Wish, Savage Streets, The Horseman, Dead Man's Shoes. I mean, I could go all day with older and some newer revenge films. 7 Days, another really good one.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Blue Ruin, little like different, but also a fantastic movie. It's just one of my favorite things. I love a good revenge movie. And this is a revenge film. It's an action film, but it is also very much a horror film because we're dealing with more gruesome characters being a satanic cult, and the splatter, a lot of practical splatter in this one. It definitely qualifies as a horror film. I love that this just felt so like downbeat and gory, raw. This is not John Wick, and I'm not shitting on John Wick. I love John Wick, but this one's not pretty. The ugliness that you had in some of those great 70s revenge movies is here, and it's really, really strong. Maika Monroe, who helps the detective, she was in a similar situation. She was kidnapped by this satanic cult when she was younger, and it was able to get out, and that's all in the movie. She helps our detective, and I'm never great at saying his name, but Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones, Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, I believe is how you say his name. Kingslayer, absolutely. He plays Detective Bob Hightower. This is a wet dream.
Punisher Batman fan asked, have we watched Retaliators? It's one of my top movies of last year. So yes, we have, and it's awesome. They've been on the show. They're great guys.
I was going to share the interview. Is this better, Dan? Do I sound better now? The way I've reorganized.
Yeah, you're better. We were kind of going over each other by this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hate being this way on the phone, but it's going to be the best sound right now while everything's kind of Yeah, you
look fine. Retaliators. The Gear Brothers are awesome. I think we'll have them back at some point. Check out our interview if you haven't.
I'll share it.
Yeah. So now. This doesn't shy away from the ugliness that you get from these films. This satanic cult is also into like human trafficking, so it's ugly stuff. And I know several people who said they saw like walkouts for the limited theatrical screening. This hits a lot harder than I think modern audiences were expecting.
I didn't know it had walkouts. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's some rough shit. It does a few things that you don't see very often in a modern movie. Granted, this isn't a super wide release, and that might have to be part of the reason why. This is, somebody gets shot, you see a fucking jaw get blown off. It's not wall-to-wall gore or anything, but it is ugly stuff. There's some very unpleasant sexual stuff in this. So prepare yourself for it.
I didn't get it. I felt nice watching it, but that's me.
Well, it's not The Notebook.
Warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum.
Alpha Dog.
You also, the great Ethan Suplee, who's not the main villain, but he's in there.
He's a heavy in this? Fuck
he
yeah.
is.
Watching this is like, they should have just paid him instead of giving Kevin fucking Paul Blart money for fucking Becky, because I'm telling you, he would have dropped that ER.
Oh shit! Yeah, he would have.
I think.
What's better for your Nazi movie? Let's pick the guy who played Paul Blart, or the guy who was in American History X.
I was gonna say after American.
You call me a blimp?
After American History X, I think he was like, "Yeah, no, I don't think I have another in me." He's a super nice guy. Ethan Suplee. I haven't met him or anything, but you ever see an interview with Ethan Suplee? Like, God, that guy's awesome. He's
crazy behind those eyes, though. Like, I get like
D'Onofrio vibes. Scientologist. What do you expect? Of course, there's crazy in there.
No.
Yeah, 100%. Him and
Lee
both are.
Oh, I bet he still isn't though. A lot of people quietly left. I don't know. Now you're changing my opinion, but he's a grandpa.
God, but no, let's just fucking suck off Jesus's dick. See, this is one thing about this movie. If I believed in either of them, I'd be pissed off as a Satanist because they're still fucking pigeonholing him into bad people. While there are some bad people.
Well, yeah, in this movie.
The only way they ever show them in movies is as bad people. Where's the nice Satanists?
You need a Satanist romantic comedy.
Right?
We do.
Get to work on that. Satan.
You both reach for the same goats. Your hands touch. Your fingers lock. Yeah, I want to make a Satanist romantic comedy.
Dan, write this.
Yeah, I think that needs to happen.
Yeah.
You guys tell me when you're ready. I'll write something.
I just fucking told you. Start writing. That's how it starts.
Get the treatment on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fight scene, I mean, kick ass. I mean, this one, it's a long movie. It's like 2 hours, 20 minutes or something. It is long, but there's a lot in there. It's a lot of story. Like I said, it's not wall-to-wall action. There's going to be some of the John Wick fans that just want 99% action scenes. That's not this. But my God, more of this, please. I was ready to stand up and cheer. Like it is so fucking good. Jamie Foxx is in this. He's also an executive producer. I will say his character, I felt like you could have expanded on a little bit. It's not a big role, really.
Just enough to get everybody's money involved. Nice.
They don't fully explain him. I guess you don't have to, but he obviously had some sort of relationship with this cult. Then he didn't. And they don't really explain that. It's like, okay, where was...
I just took it as he's a gun guy. He like, that's who they go if they need shit. I mean,
yeah, probably. I felt like they could have. There might have been like a missing scene there or something. Like it's a little tiny thing, but overall, like, man, that's why I was pushing this. Just a peek behind the curtain. I was like, Pugs, you gotta try and get out and see this at the theater. I was kind of begging. I knew Kruger, it was nowhere near you, but
yeah, no, unfortunately,
yeah, this is the type of shit we should be talking about. This movie goes hard, and it's an emotional gut punch. Maika Monroe has probably never been better. Like, she is so good in this, and it's not an easy role. Like I said, there's a lot of unpleasant shit that happens to the ladies of this film, and she was amazing. Also, the music. David Bowie, I mean, just a great soundtrack. I don't know if they say exactly what year that this is supposed to be taking place, but fantastic soundtrack. Everything about this movie, I loved it. And Todd, continue to suck it off.
I'm sorry, I was reading Cliff's comment. I'm just going to here we go. There you go. He's pitching.
Cliff Booth, I'm writing a script about a sweetheart of a guy with a big beard that falls under the spell of a scary bum hag lady.
Played by who, Cliff?
I got a big hat, right?
You write in that. I was talking
about the lady bum.
You write in that sex scene and we'll make that happen.
Okay, yeah. Dan took this to the chin already, so yeah, this movie's fucking awesome.
Yes.
I like when Dan said it was Cassavetes, I was like, all right, I'm in, because I don't like his other stuff, but when he does like his stuff that goes hard, he goes hard.
He's been trying to make this for over a decade.
It probably doesn't help that a decade ago Alpha Dog just fucking shit the bed in the theaters.
Yeah, that is a good movie. Justin Timberlake of all things too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, it's the one thing about it does the opposite of movies. Like, really, like if you look at that, like it's versus like a Marvel, like thousands of people are dying, but it's nothing. One person gets their jaw blown. It's violence. It shows you violence. It's not like fucking G.I. Joe. The parachute comes out and the guy's safe. It's like fucking
The villains are villains. Like I was curious, and unfortunately, again, this was a very limited theatrical, so there's not.
How soon is this going to be available?
There is a pre-order, but is there a date on it, Dan?
There is. I'd have to go check.
Okay,
but on Amazon, the Blu-ray pre-order is up for God is a Bullet. You will want to grab this, Pugs.
I'm already. It's a day one digital buy for sure. So.
It comes out physically the 5th of September, but I'm sure we'll probably get I'm sure we'll get the digital probably a month ahead of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a safe buy, I'm assuming.
It's a safe.
I'm gonna buy it anyway, but okay.
Yeah, it's a safe buy for sure for you. Yeah, but Todd made a good point though. It's like I kind of miss showing violence as it is. I mean. I'm not saying like obviously some of the fight scenes in here there's still some of it's still unrealistic. I mean you know they're taking on a small army of this cultists at the end. I don't want to use the term realistic, but you know, when somebody is burned, when somebody is shot, I mean, there's one scene where a character is just, he unloads like his entire shotgun in her face, and it just like obliterates it to mush. Like it goes really hard on that, and I loved it. It reminded me of Man on Fire, which is still, I think, probably one of my favorite Denzel Washington movies.
I've never watched it, so maybe I should, yeah.
Shit,
that's when I worked in the video store and I had to hear about that shit all. I was like, I don't want to.
For a reason. But him and Fanning just reunited for the other action movie he just did. I didn't watch it yet. The new Denzel movie,
Equalizer 3.
Is that? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
did that come out already?
No.
Yeah, it's not like his girlfriend in that one or something weird. It's where
no. But I popped because like, hey,
there we go.
Reunited.
Punisher,
what up,
Batman.
Jay the Stingray?
He beat
Available
me to it.
Voodoo, July 25th. Awesome, thank you, dude.
Yeah. You'll have to talk about it briefly once you do see it. I just wish we had more of this. Like, that's the thing, more of this. Winter Steel, what up? Jay, what up? I'm fanboying out over this one. I wish more people were talking about it, and there's very few reviews. It's the type of thing you really got to get the word out for everybody.
Well, hopefully it finds an audience after July 25th.
I really hope it does. I wish this had a bigger theatrical, though. It's a shame that it didn't. But I'll tell you, like, there's the few reviews that I've seen, people bitching about the violence, and it's like, guys, that's how it is. We're dealing with a cult that human traffics women. They're not nice. You know, they're gonna go there.
I saw that, and they have a nice shot. They have a nice reenactment, reenactment of Dan's basement there too.
Damn.
The kill room.
So
spot on.
Oh, real quick, because Waldo also was in a movie that is also under the radar. In fact, I know Jay, if you're still listening in the chat, Shot Caller, a really good prison movie that he was in that just kind of felt like, just another direct to VOD, whatever. That is also a diamond in the rough. So this guy picks some good movies. I even thought he was good in Gods of Egypt, although I know he took a lot of shit for that because he's a very, very white Egyptian. But that movie's, kind of goofy fun. But
I still haven't pulled the trigger on that. I couldn't. It didn't look very good to me.
It is what it is. I mean, it's not a great movie, but it's, more fun than a lot of.
I don't give a shit about like if they have a tan or not. That part, it looked goofy to me, and I'm like, I'll save my time.
There you go. So no big shocker here. I'm 5 stars. This movie kicked my ass. Now, again, I'm a mark for this sort of stuff. So if you're not into like the nastier revenge movies, one other thing that this does do that not all of those do, though, it also connects on an emotional level. Like I said, you'll fall in love with Maika Monroe in this if you haven't already. And I really like her choices lately. She's not that huge Hollywood starlet, but I mean, Watcher was great. I mean, of course, going back to It Follows, she's built a hell of a resume.
Watcher was great.
Yes.
Got your back, Bugs.
Maika Monroe. So 5 stars on God is a Bullet. I look forward to reading the book as well, which apparently is even nastier, from what I understand. So, Todd, what say you?
I am 100% a 5 on this one too.
God damn it! So, right on.
Like, it made me want to come home and watch Alpha Dog and My Name Is Earl because of Ethan Suplee.
I'm gonna close with American History X and just feel really.
Where's the karaoke machine? I gotta do it.
We should all just do Ethan Suplee night. Like, I'll goth myself out and be in like Butterfly Effect and crack the pull cue.
I want that so fucking bad. You're looking like the fucking guitar player from Mudvayne.
I think we can do all the. We can do all. Well, I was going to say some of the stages of Ethan Suplee.
If there's a tier on Patreon, I'm totally down to watch American History X. It's a totally different experience watching it with me.
We'll draw. We'll draw
when we start having live shows.
One of us has to start doing a lot of fucking steroids. And Zombie, yes, God is a Bullet. The book is by Boston Turan, whose name will be in the hashtags of this episode, I believe. So, yeah, God is a Bullet. Check it out. Like I said, from what I understand, the book's even nastier. This is based on a true story. It's a little bit unclear.
Inspired by, more probably, based on.
Inspired by, but apparently there was a detective whose daughter was kidnapped by a satanic cult. I don't know. Maybe the book will have a little more, shine a little bit of light on that, because I'm very curious now, because I'm a big fan. All right.
Did you order the book already, Dan? Or not yet?
Not yet. I'm going to, though.
When you do, keep us posted. I want some Dan notes instead of Cliff notes.
Absolutely.
Unless Cliff Booth reads it, then I want his notes too.
Yeah, right.
All right.
I'm going to try to stick around for another one. So what do we got?
We got Srigala.
Perfect.
So Srigala is an Indonesian film from 1981. And this is from director Siswaro Gautama Putra, and that is the director of the Indonesian classic 1982's Satan's Slave. And in this one, 3 treasure hunters and a group of campers are being hunted by an unseen killer at an abandoned lake house. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this period of Indonesian film, but first I just want to say this is kind of considered the Indonesian Friday the 13th. That's what they built it as. Yes. And it certainly becomes that in a lot of ways towards the end. But before I get into the movie, and I'll tag one of you guys in that wants to go, I just wanted to give just a little brief background, because I'm a big Indonesian fan. And we, in the 70s, we really saw just a boom due to Indonesian tax credits of Indonesian horror fantasy type films, with Rapi Films leading the way. And this was just a wonderful time. Some of my favorite movies, H. Jut Jali was a filmmaker. He did Mystics in Bali, which is just a fucking batshit movie. I love that one so much. Lady Terminator, which I do have a Lady Terminator poster in my library. I love that film. The White Alligator. This was just a great time for film. And one of the actors in here, Barry Prima, is in 2. These are must-sees. Todd may have seen them. I don't know that you guys would have or not, but The Warrior, which is, I love this film so much. It's insane. And The Devil's Sword. I'm hoping Mondo puts them out on Blu-ray. They haven't yet, but I highly recommend these. The Warrior was a huge hit in Indonesia. It was based on a 60s comic book, and some of the fight scenes are just absolutely insane. That unique Indonesian flavor when it came to some of the gore in the films, which I'll talk about that a little bit, because we get a little deeper in the 80s. The excess in Indonesian films got a lot more. There were still some things that they had to hold back on a little bit early on, but I mean, Queen of Black Magic, Susanna, who maybe we'll talk about more in depth at some point, who's a huge star for them. I just absolutely love Indonesian cinema. So before I talk about this movie, since I blabbed on long enough, hot tag to whoever wants to go. I assume first time watch for you guys.
Go ahead, Kruger.
Yeah, first time watch for me. And unfortunately, I did not have a good time with this movie at all. Just a lot of cheese, not many good kills. Almost too Friday the 13th-esque. especially towards the end. I mean, you knew exactly how the movie's going to play out if you've seen Friday the 13th. And yeah, I wish I could have, something nice to say about it. But to be honest with you, the whole time I was just waiting for the movie to end. There's a couple of tiny little gore bits in there that are okay, but just nothing to, the level that I need in a slasher film in order for me to enjoy it. And I also thought that the whole scene with the bunch of dead bodies, zombies, whatever the fuck they were, coming out of the lake, that they just looked like shit to me. I was like, this looks like a fucking
like their army paint.
Yeah, like I was like, this looks like some fucking like play type effects that you would get. Like if you're going to see a play of an Indonesian Friday the 13th film, this is what these motherfuckers would look like.
It's a lot more clear than the VCD release, which is how you had to get this at one point. Yeah, it does look like lettuce kind of glued to your face.
I like better on the VCD. Go figure, though.
Yeah. So overall, wasn't a fan of this whatsoever. But I mean, I'm glad I watched it because I am a slasher aficionado, and I like to watch all the random ripoffs we got from different countries. But it's nothing I'd revisit nor recommend to a single person. So, yeah, that's kind of where I stand on it.
Zombies asking, is it the one with a lot of decapitations? Not enough to save it.
Negative.
The warrior, devil's sword. You get some creative head stuff in general.
I was talking about that one. My bad. Yeah. I thought you were talking about this turd. I'm with Kruger. I don't like this either. It did inspire like well, I'll just say it here. Like I would like to see a Vietnam PTSD zombie movie now. Like them coming out of the water made me think, oh, what if they were coming out of the muck? So I clearly want to see a different version of this than what we had because this was not fun for me. This felt like homework. I don't like that.
I think the lack of nostalgia, because it's not a good movie. I mean, I don't even think Dan can argue that.
Well, no, I think it's a good movie. It's different. There's a lot of off-screen kills. So, yeah, for the gore hounds, this one's not going to deliver as well. And like I said, the new beautiful Blu-ray, of course, you're seeing maybe more detail.
It needs that layer of MPEG-1 digital pixelization.
Yeah. You get the H.G. Lewis looking blood on like the one gutting scene. And
we need a 320 YouTube.
Yeah. I like this. It's not, now I will say I put this well below some of those other films I mentioned, Mystics in Bali, Lady Terminator. I think actually you guys, well, Todd, I know you do, and you guys.
I love Lady Terminator.
Yeah, Lady Terminator is awesome. Dangerous Seduction.
That's where I was going.
Dangerous Seductress, yeah, from the same director. Like I said, The Warrior and Devil's Sword. If you like just gonzo fucking horror fantasy, martial arts hybrids like that. I get it. I'm not shocked that you guys didn't love this one. It is kind of all over the place. But like I said, for me, it's probably just my love of Indonesian cinema in general. There's a lot here.
Todd mentioned nostalgia. I do think had I seen this when I was younger, I might have a little more love for it. But as of today,
I do think it's like hard to just go on this now unless you have a deep, appreciation for their cinema. But I don't try to tell myself this is a good movie. I have fun with it, but it's not very good, but it's fun. So it's like one of those things like, and I get why you guys, without the nostalgia. What was the one we did recently? Deadly Camp's another one that's kind of like, it's kind of hard to go into that now and be like, oh, I love this, but yeah. So
I think it's a very lively film. I don't think it's boring. I mean, like you said, we get these random zombies showing up. We get a couple just out of nowhere martial arts sequences, and
that shit really bothered the fuck out of me too. These horrible choreographed martial arts sequences that were just, and then they would kick in the fucking music to just make it ultra cheesy, and I was just like, fuck. I should be watching something else.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. I do recommend you check out some of those other films, though, that I did mention. But you got Indonesian Alice and Miss Voorhees and all this crazy shit going on in here. It's such a shameless ripoff, which I just love. And there are some cool kills. I thought the car stuff was pretty cool. It's not super gory, but like I said, you kind of get a little more explicit as you get deeper in the 80s for the Indonesian stuff. So not for everyone, but it is a great Blu-ray that you can get now from Terror Vision Films, and it gets my recommendation. Just I wouldn't say like go in as your first Indonesian movie. Try Mystics in Bali, The Warrior, Devil's Sword, Satan's Slave, Queen of Black Magic. I mean, there's a lot of better stuff to dive into.
See, that's the problem. Like everything you've named, Dan, is better than the one we. Yeah, that's the thing, though, and so
all
and
of those are better. Yes,
and that's why I'm like, tell me it's a good movie, Dan.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't say it wasn't good. I just said those are better starting points, probably.
And all better movies.
They are. So obviously, I'm going to be much higher on this, but I do love it. I'm a 3.5. What say you, Chad?
I'm a 3. I do, and I have nostalgia for this. But again, I know it's not a good movie. So
did you have the VCD back in the day?
I had a copy from a tape traded one. I didn't have the actual VCD though.
Oh, okay.
I'm a 1.5 out of 5.
Ooh, I'm the lowest. I'm a 1 out of 5.
All right.
Ooh. All right. Not fans of Indonesian cinema yet, but you'll get one over of it.
No, it's not that we're not fans of Indonesian cinema. It's just this fucking movie sucks balls, Dan.
Dad said, no, you guys do not like it.
God damn it. Now we're not going to be on the 4K. This movie sucks balls. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe.
So I kind of thought I might be. And no, Todd liked it, but
I admit it. I
was hoping I'd dig it because I like the intro, like the whole like.
Did you
old
not
school
at least,
vibe?
Did you not see? I'm laughing by the time we get to that final scene. I was like, this is so bad.
I was already checked out, but like as soon as the boat comes, I'm like, really? You're just gonna steal the entire fucking thing? Okay. Although that's stolen too.
Gotta love it.
It's more entertaining than most modern slashers, I think.
I can't co-sign that.
I cannot co-sign
I don't know.
that.
Are you saying modern mainstream slashers? I don't even know.
Co-sign that either.
Better than Black Christmas 2020.
I can co-sign that.
I'll co-sign that one.
We got one.
That one just needed a boat chase.
Well, there we go. We can do Black Christmas too. They go off to Indonesia. There you go, Dan.
They're getting chased.
Indonesian Christmas
by evil men on a boat. All right, so okay, I guess we're on to our main event of the evening, which is coming from Netflix. We haven't done a Netflix movie in a while, and I think that's just partially due to lack of new horror on Netflix.
I mean, there's some stuff that's like super foreign, but you don't really hear much about it. Like there was some Idris Elba movie that fucking came out like earlier in the year that I saw that people were recommending, but it's like a horror crime fucking thing. I don't know what it is off the top of my head.
Luther, right?
Luther?
Oh no, maybe it is that.
Oh, that's
I think it's like.
Dude, he's Black Batman in that without the costume. At least the first 3 seasons that I've seen, and I got to catch up.
Yeah, I love.
Oh, so it's a show?
Yeah, it's just they're shorter over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like 5-8 episodes, like
3.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, without the short.
Yeah.
Damn.
The first 2 seasons are like 3 episodes each. I fucking love the first 2 seasons of Luther. That shit's awesome.
Yeah,
that's why you get people like Benjamin Cumberbatch to. Cool. We got you covered. That's why you'll get like Benjamin Cumberbatch still doing Sherlock Holmes while he's headlining Marvel movies. So shorter seasons. We need more of that in general.
But I do agree, Netflix has been pretty light when it comes to the horror this year. But usually they kind of ramp shit up towards like Halloween season. So hopefully we'll have some stuff on the horizon.
I did watch Extraction 2. I fucking like that. That shit was really cool. The one with Thor, the sequel to Extraction, the first one. It's Thor. It's action movie. Dude, it's pretty good. And Tom Segura's Sledgehammer is now available, and that shit was hilarious. So.
Oh shit! His new special.
Yeah, came out on the 4th. It was really
I'm gonna have to check that out tonight. Actually.
Fuck yeah.
Tom Segura fucking was in that Countdown movie.
He was fucking awesome selling the phone.
That was the best, dude. He fucking he's straight up just playing himself being an asshole.
Pretty much.
Oh, you want me to fix your phone? Get the fuck out of here. I think he said shit like that.
I saw that on one of my trips back to California with Todd, and nobody talks about Countdown. It's a solid movie.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I didn't personally like it, but Tom Segura being in a horror movie made me happy.
He reminds me almost as I picture Todd when he worked at video stores back in the day, where Todd will even tell you a customer will come up. It's like, what's this about? It's like it says on the back. That'll be like Todd's answer. Todd was the dick.
I mean, it's the truth.
He's not wrong.
Read, bitch. But back to Run Rabbit Run, because that is what.
Run Rabbit.
No
Run.
Bill Moseley.
No Bill Moseley.
Dude, that's all I was. That's all I was thinking about when I heard it. Like when I heard the title, I was just his fucking "Run, Rabbit, Run!" fucking over and over again, playing in my head the whole time.
Yes. This is an Australian film from director Dinah Reed. And in this one, Sarah Snook plays a fertility doctor who believes firmly in life and death. But after noticing the strange behavior of her young daughter, she must challenge her own values and confront a ghost from her past. So Sarah Snook, great actress. Initially, from what I understand, Elizabeth Moss was attached to this and couldn't do it.
So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Similar actresses.
Similar looking actresses.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sarah Snook, I haven't watched it.
So was that supposed to go to theaters then when she was attached? Probably, right?
Don't think so, because I think it was still a Netflix movie.
Really? Okay.
But yeah, no. Sarah Snook is in that Succession show, which I've heard nothing but awesome stuff about.
Same.
Brian Cox. I haven't watched it, but yeah, I'll have to. But
G. Lecter.
OG Hannibal, yes. So what did you guys think of Run, Rabbit, Run?
Well, I'm not usually a fan of movies like this, but I thought this was actually really well done. The way the story just kept unraveling layers as time went on was really well done. I was very curious about what the backstory of our main character was, because they don't just throw it out there up until like towards the final act of the movie, which I thought was cool.
Take their time.
It left a lot to have you guessing, what happened to this woman's sister, and just this, like, the situation on paper is pretty fucked up when you think about it. I mean, if you had a kid who randomly started calling themselves your dead sister, and I mean, I can't imagine the psychological toll that would take on you, especially considering what we find out later on in the movie. And yeah, I had a very good time with this. It's not, it's one of those movies where I liked it for a one-time watch. It's not something I'd watch again. But if you're in the mood for a psychological, mind-bendy horror flick, I mean, there's a lot to like here. And there's some really great scenes of tension and just scenes that make you uncomfortable, especially towards the end with the mother with her scissors. I was like every time, she, I don't want to spoil
put it down, Johnny Depp.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just like very tense. I liked the way everything kind of wrapped itself in a nice bow by the end of the movie, and it just brought all the elements of the story together. And if you're I could easily see this be a movie that got released in theaters, and I think there would be an audience there for that as well. But the fact that it's on Netflix, go give it a shot. Don't expect a bunch of gore and your traditional horror that you get, but if you're in the mood for like a mind-bendy horror flick that's gonna kind of kick your ass by the end of it, I think this does it pretty well.
Yeah. Not being a parent, I don't have the same instincts or whatever, but I think I can grasp. I think that would touch, or I would hit home more if you are a parent. Maybe even a dog parent, like an animal parent, maybe. But because there are some scenes in here where I'm like, this is almost heartbreaking. Like, I don't know what to do if I was in her shoes. And then the dementia element added to that was fucking gnarly. And that, put yourself in that person's position.
That's kind of a cross. Yeah, it's kind of like a cross between Babadook and Relic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it on that level, but
well, the kid was definitely giving me Babadook vibes because I kind of want to strangle that little shit.
Right, and stop invoking that name. You find out what happened. Keep fucking with me.
The kid was more annoying in Babadook.
No, absolutely. Yeah, but
for reasons though.
Similar.
Yeah.
But no, I love the color of the movie. The whole look. It felt depressing. So like, I liked it a lot. And it's really fucked up when it's time to get fucked up, and it's heartbreaking. And then it turns. I don't want to ruin anything, but where it ends, I was very satisfied with it. So I would recommend too. It's on Netflix. Fucking press play. And I really love the Elizabeth Moss version, even though Homegirl did a fucking great job. But I like Elizabeth Moss.
Very good final shot. Now, I will say one issue with this movie, if you've watched a lot of horror movies, you'll be ahead of the plot a little bit. But there is a lot to it. It's a very emotionally striking film. It really, kind of affects you. I thought Sarah Snook, like I said, she's been great in everything. Probably a name that should be better known. I think Succession is kind of helping her blow up more now, because I know that with Yellowstone, that's like the ultimate. Like, I
gotta watch that. Damn it. Then 1888, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh yeah, the prequel. Yeah, I've not watched any of it. I hear it's great though. So this is a very quiet, slow burn movie. I wish I wasn't so far ahead of the plot, although there is some of it is a little bit open to interpretation there, because you are dealing with, is this more a breakdown? Is this really happening? There's a lot. There's a lot to it. Pretty early on, essentially, what happened in the past, but it didn't affect my enjoyment of it, because just the acting and the mood is just stellar in this one. It's not particularly scary. It's kind of more of a quiet, dramatic horror. There's never really a point where it tries to like scare the shit out of you, I don't think. Although I thought the ending was perfect.
It can give you anxiety for sure.
Well, I mean, if you're a parent, I could see how it could scare the shit out of you. Because, imagine your kid starts acting like this. I mean, it's going to make you fucking slowly lose your mind and stop thinking rationally. And that's kind of what happens to the character, which, as a parent, I think could be pretty scary.
Sure, absolutely. I think Relic is a modern horror masterpiece. I love Relic. And like I said, that delves into some familiar themes. I mean, since we're comparing these movies, I mean, Relic, Babadook, this for me. I loved it. You should definitely check it out on Netflix. And another one that I always try and put over, because I think it's really probably the best original horror movie I've watched on Netflix, The Perfection.
That was great.
You mentioned that.
Yeah. The Perfection is a must watch, and I know Netflix nowadays it's kind of declined a little bit, and
is it still on Netflix? I'm gonna look.
The perfection should be. I think it's an original. Like, it never had any physical media release.
See, I can't say Netflix is completely declined because we got fucking Cabinets of Curiosity last October.
Well, business-wise, I mean, not.
Well, yeah, but as far as quality, like there'll be like 4 or 5 duds, and then they'll kick my ass with something like they'll bust out Cabinets of Curiosity, which I think I liked every single episode of that, minus one of them. So,
oh yeah. That was very strong. Another one I'd like to have on Blu-ray, but
Cabinets of Curiosity. Yeah, I wish, man. I hope it gets a second season, just because I love that format and just everything about that fucking series. When it comes when it comes to the practical effects, the stories, everything about it, I thought it was fucking phenomenal.
The Michael Shea adaptation of his short story, The Autopsy, I thought that was great.
That was probably the best episode in my opinion.
Yeah, F. Murray Abraham. That was good shit. So, yeah, let's go ahead and rate this one. What say you, gentlemen?
I'm a 3 out of 5. Like I said, it's not something I'm going to rewatch, but it was solid enough. Had a good time with it. And I would recommend it if you're in the mood for a psychological, mind-bendy horror.
I am a 4 out of 5. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
I'm a 3.5 out of 5, so we're close. Yeah, definitely check it out. Check it out. Like I said, I was a little bit more than a little bit ahead of the plot to a certain degree, but that's, when you watch as many horror films as we do, sometimes that's just how it goes.
I also watched it with Evil Ed. He enjoyed it too.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we have to bring him back on some point, actually. So yes, that's all of our movies for the evening. I do want to say, why do I keep losing it? Something important too, and I'm always forgetting what it is. Well, one thing, rest in peace, Olive Films, no longer distributing physical media, unfortunately. You can watch our short on that one. So they put out some good stuff. They were never like that in label, but horror wise, they put out The Boogans, which is a film that I've always really liked. Night of the Scarecrow. They put out a lot of retro sci-fi, Crack in the World, and Project X, and Gas. They put out a lot of really good stuff. So obviously their stuff's going out of print. So right now, maybe you see some Olive titles worth grabbing. They also put out Ticks.
Fuck yeah.
The Sender, another good little movie from back in the early 80s. So what do we got coming up next week? I know we have Insidious. We'll have a review for that. And I think I'm excited for that. Yeah, I am too. I'm excited for my goddamn Joe Spinell plushie to get here. That is awesome.
Rub it in, you motherfucker.
Oh, you didn't get one, Kruger?
No, dude, I'm fucking broke as shit right now. Oh, okay. So I haven't, dude. I swear, I think the last time I bought any Blu-rays was probably back in March. It's been a minute. Wow.
You should have taken Judge Joe Dredd's wallet after you took it. Go to the back.
I should have ran his pockets.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was selling some merch too. I would have came back with a hefty penny.
Yeah, just like fuck you. You just lay in those fucking thumbtacks, and I'm gonna go steal your merch shit.
Yeah, your merch envelope. Yeah.
In the back, just like wedgies and taking every's envelope.
See, now I need a promo where I just beat the fuck out of somebody, and then like before I kill them, I run their pockets first.
We'll film with Dan.
That would actually be kind of funny, just a backstage segment where you just knock the shit out of somebody, and it's like you pull out the envelopes out of their pockets.
That is pretty good. Let's take their hot dog too.
You just steal the whole hot dog. Like
I did pop that we had hot dogs at the show. That shit was fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that is one thing. Like, it's weird being at some indie shows where it's like they don't really have anything in the way of food, and
99.9% of them have no food at all. So
yeah, it's gotten worse. I mean, it used to be, but yeah. Fuck, that'd be a good Foley spot. Just come just sliding in on top of the hot dog cart where they think you're taken out. No, but hot dog barbed wire. That's not been done. Yeah, wrap a hot dog in barbed wire.
But
and put it in your mouth?
Well, no, you just
put it up your ass, apparently. I don't know.
A bed of
Human centipede too.
Hot dog barbed wire. You can do it. Just think about it. Like, just hot dogs.
Actually, hot dogs are kind of gross, so that.
I don't know, Dan. We can wrap. I mean, you could wrap your hot dog in barbed wire and fucking put it on Patreon for a certain price. Yeah. How about that?
Well, I will be back there in August, so that'll be cool. You get to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I'm sure we'll drive around again. We got to go to some true crime spots.
I was gonna say I thought you were gonna say we got to go to some more fucking jerk ballers.
That didn't happen. We also have
there's proof, sir. There's proof on our Patreon.
We also have to we do have to go back to the tea place, which was a lot of fun. Maybe we'll get some wrestlers to go along on some of this too. Yeah. The one thing we never end up at is Spawn Ranch. And I know it's a little bit further out.
It's way out of the fucking way.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
No, it's not. I mean, if you haven't been there, sure, but it's kind of lame. Not to ruin the mystique. CeeLo Drive is way fucking cooler. It's actually where it happened, not where they just slept.
We can go there too. It'll be the murder tour. Did they open up They opened up the new location for Museum of Death.
Yes, and I haven't been there yet. And it's from what I understand, it's right across the street from Trejo's Tacos. So 2 for 1.
Yeah. Fuck yeah! Well, I know we're going to Grill 'Em All again, but Trejo's Tacos didn't happen. I don't think either.
It's good.
Dude, I want to go to Wee Man's Taco Place.
What's his called? I don't know that one.
Chronic Tacos.
What?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think it's is it right in LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've passed by it a couple of times on my way to shows.
Shit.
All right. Nice. Yeah, we'll have to make that happen.
You know what was the glorious after-match meal for all of us? We went to fucking Carl's Jr.
Oh,
God, it's like fucking treating you kids like champs. Fucking in the drive-through of Carl's Jr.
I like Carl's Jr. I don't think it's no Whataburger for me though. And now that I have that, I don't know. You guys all kind of have a negative attitude, but I
like Whataburger.
Yeah,
I like it.
Okay. I'm not ecstatic about they don't. Here's my thing. When it comes to burger places with fast food, there needs to be a specific burger that I constantly want, and Whataburger just doesn't have that. The only thing I crave from Whataburger is their fucking ketchup. The spicy ketchup is the shit.
Good shit.
Yeah, no,
Todd's chiming in. He says it's garbage.
Is he saying garbage to that or
Whataburger?
Really?
Yeah.
I will stand by Whataburger. It is so good, and I'm glad that we have one out here now.
Do you guys have Culver's out in LA?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
Oh, that's my go-to burger place.
We have In-N-Out.
See, Culver's isn't bad. I don't know. It's kind of the burgers, anyways, are just kind of plain. They have good milkshakes. Yeah, I don't know. Whataburger ranks high for me, but Grill 'Em All, if you're in California, highest recommendation. Yeah. Highest recommendation. Except the seating sucks. That's the only shitty thing there. But
true.
But
Well, Harvey's giving us the go home chair, so we might as well get the fuck out of here.
All right, guys, we'll be back. Be sure to join our Discord. It's always very active, and the link's always in the chat. Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. And we'll be back here shortly with some more wrestling stuff, and of course we'll be back probably at the normal time next Wednesday, of course, for Flesh Wound Horror Live. And on that note, I remembered what I wanted to talk about. We'll save it maybe for SCS. It's just the Ryback Stalker stuff because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dock somebody. Fucking idiot. Anyway,
good night, guys. Feed me more.
Mr. Kruger?
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
On behalf of Todd, good evening, and I'll see you in Disneyland.